So, guys, I want to tell, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share just the latest experience which I had about the channeling experiences about a really interesting being, which inspired me really, really funny in a funny way. So, when we did the channeling, I have to say I don't remember quite much, but we were doing the channeling in the dome house. But I don't remember as much of the information that was there because I'm looking forward to listen to the recording, and the recording is in this device that's basically a handy microphone. But to me, it was a really interesting experience. At the beginning, there was questions about how we can, or how humans can, in the region what we have here, the region Latvia, how we can uh, increase our ability to, not ability, but how we can get closer into spirituality or get closer to self-realization and the self-spirituality. And the beings recommend, well, in the time that we are here, you humans are here, in the region what you recognize as Latvia, we can share that basically you can live in a forest deeply for like a week or so, and have this as a meditational experience, but there was a lot of more information in detail how you can actually get used to the nature's energy, that you realize that the trees, the flowers, everything what is in the forest, in where you plan to live for the week in your like a small camp, that energy is all alive, and those all creatures and beings are all alive, and they are here, and you, by living there, for example, for a week, can get closer to the contact. You like let go of everything, you relax everything, and then you open up yourself, and in this strong contact you now can get more closer to the spiritual awakening or spiritual self-realization, that you start to feel the trees, you start to feel the nature, you start to feel everything around, and as they said, now then your energy expands, and then you can get like closer to the self. And when you get outside of this forest, this place where you camp down for a week, but it's not like it's like deeply into forest, like not like next to the forest or next to a lake, but deeply into the forest. Yes, so that was really interesting information, which many people then was like, that's a good idea, because we have forests all around here. You can look at our beautiful nature here. Forest over there, forest over there, forest over here, and these forests are really like inhabited, not inhabited. So that was interesting. And then the person started asking information about crop circles, which then led to a little bit of misunderstanding. What do you humans understand as crop circles? Well, basically circles in the grain fields. And beings are like, oh, okay, and now we will shift and we'll give you the opportunity to speak to a different being. And now you can enjoy yourself, enjoy your time by talking to this being. And then they shift. And when the beings shift, basically what I feel is like a little bit strange. They're like do-do-do, do-do-do. The body feels like do-do-do. And then, and then like a straight back. And then like pause, nothing's happening. And in a different exhale or inhale, I don't remember, the next being comes. And when the next being comes, it's like a little bit of an adoption. We'll get adapted to the environment that we have here. And now it was the most funniest information. When the being came, at first, my physical eyes are closed. I don't pick up anything what's going on in the room. But the people, they felt that the being is really quiet, a quiet person, and the people like to get closer. And at that point, I remember that the being was like, and he was like, "What are you doing here? Who are you? Like, what's going on?" And everybody started like applauding. And he's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Why are you so loud? What are you doing here? And why you are so close to us?" And he's like, we want to hear what you're saying." And he's like, "Where am I?" And they said, "On planet Earth." And he's like, it's a strange environment. And why are your feet dirty? And why you are like a little bit sweaty? Everybody's a little bit sweaty. But the day was like plus 30, 32 degrees, and it was really hot. And most of the people were sweaty at that point. Well, I don't know. No smell indicated about that. And the being said, "Well, looking from this, we can easily tell that you don't care about yourself. You forgot about yourself, and you don't care about yourself. It's like, why don't you care about yourself?" And so on. And then he said, "Is it safe to be here?" And it was lightning and thunder outside. We were in the dome house. You can hear all the noises and everything. And he's like, "Is it safe to be here?" And it's like, "Yeah, it's safe." Everybody's like, "Yeah, it's perfectly safe here." It's like the building can crash because it's made out of parts. It's not like one solid, nothing in our world is one solid piece. It's made out of for example, tree is a one solid piece. It's like a huge tree, it's one solid. But everything is made of like parts. Like plank, another plank, and another plank. It's like put together and you make a house. He's like, "It's not safe to be here." And he's like, "And everybody of you are here, but it's not safe to be here." And he's like, "Why are you not home at your comfortable places where it's safe?" And it's like, "No, no, no, we want to be here. Everybody wants to be here." And they're like, "Okay." And they continue talking. And he's like, "And you don't care about yourself." And he's like, is it safe that a huge wave doesn't come in by the door right now, like a wave? What I felt is like a tidal wave, like a huge, like like a tsunami that comes in through the walls, everything. And they said, "No, no, no, it's perfectly safe." And he was like looking all around, looking all around. He's like, "Well, we don't feel safe, but when we need to go away, we will go away because we don't feel safe here." And they said, "Well, your environment that we humans are here is really dangerous." And then he started talking about that. Uh, when we go outside, we don't have like a tarmac or we have only grass, like a small grass all around the dome house. And the grass it's not like perfectly like leveled out. It's like a little bit rounded with small hills, and mole creates a hole and the sand comes out. And the being says that the environment is dangerous. Why don't you care about the environment? Because you can hurt your feet. You can hurt your feet. Like you can walk on the grass, and you can it's a little bit of like a small like a miniature hill where you can actually hit your feet and do damage to your feet. He's like, it's really dangerous, and you have a kitchen full of dirty dishes. It's like you humans don't care about yourself. And he's like, and he's talking about also that you have a little small like a steps like a miniature ladder when you need to step up, and then you are in the kitchen. And he looks at this and he says, "That's so dangerous. Somebody can fall down and broke his feet there." And he said, "You humans are really strange. You humans are really, really strange. And why are you like this?" And people all at once yell, "Because we love it. Because we like this." And he's like, "Okay." And then at the moment later, when we were driving in the car, I realized now, imagine that being here in this car right now. He will get crazy because we are driving in incredible speed in a car that has fuel in its tank. It's like incredible. And the children there later were playing, and they were like, how is it called, with an axe, hitting the bricks to create the logs to create the fireplace. The trees, or smashing the trees to get the I don't know how it's called, the bricks to burn in the fire. And I imagine that vision with a young child is playing with an axe and trying to get some this this fireplace to set up this fireplace. He would be like, "Man, it's a suicide," and then everybody was starting to laugh, and I realized, and I said, well, you know, people, here in Riga we have this paraplan, which basically is a plane with a triangle on top of it, a propeller on the back, and it lands on water and then goes up, like a really slow plane, really slow plane. And I was telling to everybody, if the being would saw this and the being would just comment out, every flight that man takes, he's going in a conscious suicide, but somehow he loves it. And he's like, you humans are really strange. Now that was a really exciting experience for everybody around, to like get a being that sees everything differently and puts up in a new perspective all those information. But the most interesting thing was what they're talking later was, he was using my hand like this, and he was constantly pointing the finger on my hand. But it was dark at that moment, and nobody saw anything there. You know, it was even if the camera was on, the camera would just pick up just darkness. But he was like drawing stuff on my hand, and when he was talking about something, he pointed one finger, two fingers, and three fingers, and then he was talking. And the fingers somehow helped to concentrate on a subject that he's talking about. And the subject was the circle. How would they call the circles? Crop circles. And he said that, well, basically he's looking in the files and he cannot recall any of the latest crop circles we have here. But when I pick up, it was somewhere in the Switzerland, near the Switzerland, where are there fresh grain growing out right now. But he said that basically what they are doing, they're creating these crop circles all over the cosmos in empty spaces. And there are like beings that find these crop circles and search the cosmos all around for these crop circles. The crop circles like create a signature energy, like a stamp or signature energy, that can easily be searched through those cosmic fields, like, you know, like a game, hide and seek game. You create a crop circle, you dump it somewhere in the cosmos, and like, you know, children are seeking them and finding them for the exact signature. Like, you know, what I understood, he said that all geometrical shapes create a certain energy, and also these geometrical energy shapes create a certain energy, and they you know, it's through the feelings you can find them anywhere in the cosmos by searching a certain energy. And he said that basically these crop circles, what they say, well, a small amount on your world is like, you know, say extraterrestrial made, but he said that, well, basically communication, but as he said, well, the small part of them is also beings just playing around and putting signatures on other planets, and then beings just like go for cosmos and find where are these other planets. But what was most interesting from his channeling, one lady in the group asked, but like some kind of South Korea or North Korea, I don't remember, but what the lady said is that they're like threatening something. They're like threatening something in the cosmic in the political environment. And what the being replied is that, well, easily we can tell it to you that everything you put your everywhere where you put your interest in, it starts happening. Everything where you put your interest to, it starts happening. In Latvian, it sounds a little bit more accurate to the message that was trying to give, but and he said a little bit a story. He said, like, imagine a bunch of children, like a group of children, and one girl goes out of the of the group of the children which are playing, and the girl is like yelling, hey, everybody, look what I found, you know, like something interesting. and nobody is like paying attention because the group of people are playing, the other children are playing with themselves, an exciting time. And the girl's like, hey, look what I found, look what I found. It's like, ooh, you don't see, ooh, la, la. But everybody's not even paying attention, they're doing something else. And the girl's like, and goes playing with them also. It's like, when you put your interest to it, those things start happening. Those things are happening. And one lady was asking group, yeah, but if she doesn't pay attention to it and so on, do those things really happen there? Are still happening there? And the being said, well, don't complicate this. Don't complicate this. The rules also on your planet are and he's like a little bit paused. Well, not exactly, but the same nature of the rules are actually on your planet also, like your reality also. But he said, like, he was getting a little bit on pause, but he said, well, don't get this complicated. It's simple. Whatever you put your interest to, those things are happening. Whatever you put your awareness to, awareness is more closer word. Whatever you become aware and put your awareness to, those things start happening. Those things become a happening. So he said that the next thing when he said, well, he said, oh yeah, but no, your world is a little bit different. He said, you're like having this constant anchor of all the things that you did, they're coming together with you. He said, He said, this is really, and she's like, And he's like, well, basically, whatever you do right now, it comes with you in the next experience moment. And he's like, well, for a similarity or analogy, or how you can say, is that, well, you all came here in this dome house, you are all talking here, and at the moment when you put your interest to a different place, you will be still here in this dome house, and you will go to the different place, and that dome house will, well, you look back, the dome house will still be there. And he's like, it's like an anchor with something that holds you back. He's like, oh, okay, this physical reality is like constantly like an anchor, puts you back a little bit. He was like, He was like, interesting. He was like, And then people started asking, oh, the people really love this being. It's like, I share you like the information which I remember, but there was a lot of more information because I don't remember anymore many of the messages that are brought through. But he said also that people said, well, we want to talk with you, and how we can do this, and how we can come back a little more for conversations. And he said, well, you can call me Rodrigo. And he's like, he was holding his hands like this, and then like this, and then like something like this, and like completely different being, not like Enrico, like da. And he was, and then he said, well, basically we exist somewhere like a dream world to you. It's the most simplest way to describe to you how you can understand it. And he's saying that, well, the thing is, we can communicate in your dream states, but sometimes when you receive these communications, you say that I was dreaming about, I was driving in the car, I was doing stuff like this, I was like then swimming, I was then talking to somebody. And he said, well, this is a communication, but you don't realize that we are like a thought form communication beings. We don't communicate in a form as like we see each other, like a person's. We communicate a form of thought forms. And he said, well, basically when you have these dreams, when you feel, wow, that was a real dream, you have the story what happened in the dream. But do you sometimes feel, but I asked you, and that's like what he said, that there is like you're having this dream, but you feel like there is somebody showing you this dream, that somebody is next and showing you this dream. And he said, well, this is basically the communication between them, that they are like in an energetical form, like in a thought form, like in a dream state forms, beings that communicate with you, and you feel that somehow this dream is like a communication showing you something. don't have the face. These beings don't have the face. These beings don't have the physical form or a visual form, but they have this feeling that there's a being there. I said, well, basically we are like this. We're like this, and we have our own world. We have our own dimension, and we are in this dimension. We communicate in this dimension. We experience ourselves in this dimension. Another thing, what interesting, he said, somebody was asking about symbols, like if I don't remember the topic, but the answer was that he said, you humans, by the world that you are in, by knowing that the soul you have on how you experience this world, you will never create the same drawing. You will never draw the same symbol. You will never have the same symbol. You will never create something that is a copy. And he said, because whenever you start to create something, it's a different time period, it's a different season, it's a different day, it's a different moment. And whatever you create, you will draw the line in a different move, in something totally different. And you'll never create anything the same. Also, you can never create energetically anything the same. And just when you know these things, what we are trying to tell you is also that by just knowing this, you can realize also that none of this information, or none of the information that exists anywhere, or none of the telepathical communications that exist, or the knowledge that you receive, none of it is, nobody will understand it the same way as you understand it. It's a completely a unique interpretation and a new unique expression. And he said, well, the same like we are telling you this information right now. There were like 80 people there. And he said, like, well, or maybe 100, including children, I don't know. And he said, it's like, well, like you, like, for example, 60, 70 or 80 people which you are here, you have your own perspectives or understandings. When you start sharing your perspective, understanding to the other 80 people, they start creating a new perspective, a new understanding. And it gets like into a cube, and it gets like in the divided in times the same times 60 again, and then times 60 again, and then 60 again, depending on the times they share this information. And it's like a unique way how you express yourselves, like you create unique perspectives, and everything completely unique and fresh. Yeah, that was also interesting information. So what else is new? Okay, I will create another video for this. So, okay, thank you for watching. That was the story about this highly interesting being, Rodrigo, which came to the channel. And it was really interesting experience. So I just love to share it. It was for me exciting and something new and something fresh. And for the group people, they were also excited. They applauded, like long applauded and applauded many times. That was funny. Okay, thank you for listening. And bye-bye. Hello everybody, I just wanted to show you how you can find my online meditation videos which are on my website. You just go to art-of-peace.info, and then you go to English, click on the English flag, and then just go down, and here are the meditations. For example, 30-minute peace and no thought meditation. And this is a really powerful meditation. You just open it and you can start watching it online. For this video is for free. And this is what I want to show you. And I have lots of more videos on Enrico's school, which I later will be posting more and more videos on meditation, channeling, and chi energy. But that's slowly. So by the time you're looking this, maybe there are more videos, maybe there are less videos. And I'll be posting this summer also channeling lesson videos here, that you can learn channeling, intuition, and feeling energies much better yourself, everything online. So thank you for watching, and see you guys soon in another video.